Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. It don't stop. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Never stops. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-ya. Bye. All right, we're not going to fucking do all that. We're going to get straight into it. As you can tell, right next to me, yes, indeedy, man, I brought you the one and only Mr. Marvelous, Marvelous Minds, Marvelous Inc., based out of East Los. Definitely tap in if you want that good work. You already know what it is, man, but we're going to get to all that. Without saying too much in a menudo style of direct fashion, man, I felt that for no other reason. People have been waiting on this collab for a very, very long time. I respect Marvelous's get down. I respect the way he educates the youth, the way he educates the gente. And I felt that for no other reason, we should put this thing together, man, and pick each other's minds, get at each other, get to know each other right here in front of the gente, the people, the raza, the people we struggle for, the people we struggle with. So without saying too much, man, let me introduce Mr. Marvelous. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, I appreciate you, Gunner, for having me on your platform, bro. I'm truly humble, homie. You know, to be on any of you guys' platforms, you know, that are pushing a movement for unity, you know, with the raza. So it means a lot to me, bro. You know, thank you.
Definitely, brother. I appreciate you, man, for taking your time. I know you're busy down there. I wanted to get straight to it, bro. That's the way I am. I get straight to it. I wanted to talk about the 90s. I'm an 80s baby, 90s style, the get down, all that. I did a lot of time down south, Whittier Boulevard, Nellis. I'm sure you've heard the stories. And I came across a lot of autos from Maravilla. Now, for those of people that don't know what Maravilla is, and I'm sure you'll run us down, it's different. It's not just one barrio. It's several different hoods that comprise the Maravillas of LA. I kind of wanted to run down, bro, and ask you, how was it in the 90s for you guys? Because me doing time in the 90s with some vatos from Maravilla, it was different. Some vatos ran this way, some vatos didn't. How was it for you guys growing up through that, bro?
Man, it was a very like being so young, bro, being really young, you know, getting thrown into this mix. We didn't have no idea. I mean, we heard a lot of stories and a lot of veteranos would talk to us from the barrio, but we really had no idea what we were getting thrown into, bro, when it came to the politics side of it. You know, to us it was just like gangbanging's gangbanging, you know what I mean? But a lot of us in a generational mindset, bro, back in the 90s, if you remember, homie, a lot of homies that were like 16 years old, 17 years old, they were like grown men already, bro. Their mindset was already like above and beyond, you know. Now it's gotten way watered down where, you know, you got childish like attitudes, homie. But back then it was like a 17-year-old man. They had big old brochas already. You know, they were conducting themselves, dressing real nice. The way they carried themselves was real respectful. You know, you didn't use certain words when you spoke to a person. So, you know, we had to learn really quick, bro, or you get checked, you know what I mean, on the way you conducted yourself. So yeah, it was a very like a war mindset, homie, if you will. And getting thrown in the mix where you have not just one enemy of a barrio that you go at it with, but we're going at it with every single neighborhood around us, bro. Every single neighborhood is hitting us. And if it's not one barrio in this specific car, it's another barrio trying to cross us out, or we're running to other enemigas and people, other barrios like that. We're in our right, like how do you say it? You know, you got enemies in your barrio.
Yeah, in your immediate area, yeah.
Area, right? But you got barrios that were coming from the San Fernando Valley. You got homies that were trying to come from the IE, trying to make a name for themselves, and it's like, well, damn, homie, like we're really going at it. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, bro. So yeah, I mean, it was active, homie. You had to be, you couldn't just sit back and try and defend yourself. You literally gotta be the aggressor, bro. And especially if you're getting thrown in the juvenile system. You know what I mean? You can't wait for a vato to hit you up, homie. You go bang on that fool. You go hit him up. You know, you in that fool. Or you, whatever, you know, you gotta find out, homie, you know, and a lot, there's a lot of dudes, you know, when you speak to other vatos from other barrios, you know, you right when they open their mouth, homie, you can tell what they're about. They're either gonna at you aggressively, or they're gonna say, oh, you know, I know your homeboy, or I got that's related to your barrio, and it's like, oh man, that vato's a weenie, homie, you know?
Yeah, it's the same old thing. You know what I mean? They're gonna put a crutch.
Yeah, so you know you identify who's the alpha male, who are the
Yeah,
aggressive, who are the vatos that are disrespectful or coming at you, that are a threat to you, homie. You know.
yeah,
So being young like that, bro. I mean, I was only 10 years old, homie. 11 years old, 12 years old. I'm a little boy. I was a little boy,
yeah.
and I thought I was a man at that time, and I wasn't, bro. I wasn't. You know, and
Yes.
a lot of us, you know, I don't think we were prepared mentally for. You know, we had to really like be strategic in our warfare. We had to have a war mindset, bro. Like be really
Absolutely.
strategized on where we went shopping. You know what I mean? What we're gonna do. Just in situations, every situation, homie. You know.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people have never been through that situation right there, man. I think the only other organization that could identify with that is maybe Fresno Bulldogs, just based on it's pretty much the same enemigos on all sides of them, and they just they need to watch where they go, but they're the aggressors in a lot of the situations because they feel that they need to be. You need to keep your chest out there, say it with your chest.
Right.
Yeah, I did time with a lot of autos from Maravilla, and I was under the assumption that it was one big barrio, and I started to realize that there's a lot of different, not I wouldn't say clicas, but different barrios within the group.
Right.
You guys didn't all get along, did you?
No, we didn't, bro. Even when we cut the light, you know, it wasn't. We didn't catch it as a whole. It was just a clip that I got the green light, and you know, there was a junta thrown, and we decided to all run together, bro. You know,
Yeah,
what we're made of is, you know, you're gonna die for your last name, and Maravilla's our last name, homie. You know,
yeah.
we're not out here. People, I mean, they might disrespect your clique or whatever, but at the end of the day, they don't like you as a whole. So, all right, then we're gonna move as a unit, homie.
Yeah.
That's it.
And nowadays, being able to shake that green, and we're not going to get into the political aspects of all that, but being able to shake that, how is it now for Maravilla? I know you guys are very well respected, probably one of the oldest, gangs out there in LA. How is it now? Do people still trip, or do you move smooth, or how is it?
I could say it's a little bit more smoother. I mean, as far as, you know, I mean, I'm 40 years old now, bro.
Yeah,
But there's still dudes out there or youngsters, you know, conducting themselves a certain way. You know, they're still disrespectful. I still gotten hit up with my kids. You know what I mean? You gotta act accordingly, bro. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, I mean, unless you're just gonna straight out deny your barrio. I mean, that's on that person. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
as far as I'm concerned, like a person asked me, bro, on an interview that I did, oh, why did you say that you're still active, or why do you say that you're active? I'm active in my barrio as conducting myself as being from my neighborhood. I'm always gonna
yeah,
be from my barrio, and if you're still claiming to be your neighborhood, which I always will be, bro. I
yeah.
could myself, if somebody disrespects me or my barrio, I mean, come on, homie, I'm gonna get up on them. Like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
there and be like, oh, you know, well, I'm too old for this now. Like, I mean, I'm still from my neighborhood. I still, and I don't mean it in the way it's gonna sound, but I still demand respect, homie, as any man should. You know, from where you
Absolutely.
grew up, you got love, you got porra for your homies, for the street you grew up on, homie. You know, or you know, you got love for your area.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And when and I tell a lot of people this because there's a big misconception between the word active and being in good standings.
Right, right, right.
And there's a lot of people, yeah, they're still good in good standings. They just got away from they grew up, they're doing the family thing. But if you have so much love for your body, you're still in your body, you're still wiggling. To a certain point, you still have to actively hold it down, 10 toes down for that barrio. Because if someone disrespects it, you're still running around, homes in the mix, reaping the benefits of that hood. You need to represent that hood and stand your ground for that hood if someone disrespects it. It's just the way it is.
And this is the thing though, you know, and I've been wanting to say this, bro, is that a lot of these prison terms, the prison politics, everything that comes from the pinta has all spilled out into the street, homie, and it's not supposed to be like that. All these prison terms, whether you're calling yourself an active gang member, for those that know what active means, that you're striving to be somebody, you know,
Somebody.
but you know that doesn't correlate with the person in the street that's active for his barrio. You know,
Yeah.
being active, you're identifying yourself as being an active soldier in your neighborhood. But when the prison meanings of it should stay in the prison.
Yeah.
Got a lot of vatos that have never been to prison, or dudes that have never even been busted, and they're using these words, I'm active, or they have no idea, or they're calling themselves a sureño, or they're calling themselves a
Yeah.
norteño, and they're not that.
They're not that. Yeah, they're not that, man. And that's people get out, and people want to. People got a little bit of status, and they're going to throw it around, and they indoctrinate and educate these guys on things that they're not ready for. A lot of these guys they're not ready for that. There's certain phases in life you have to go through. And I mean, if you sign up if you're a gang member, eventually, you're either going to do time. It's going to go down. Right. And when it's that time, it's your time to shine. And then if you want to get involved in the political aspect of things, that's up to you. That's totally up to you if you're striving for that. Right. But it is what it is. It's just, I know it's a trip. Growing up in the 90s, I actually ran into a vato from Maravilla. He's always been on my mind, man. Wolfie. I'm not sure what exact barrio what exact hood he was from, but I do know that he was from Maravilla. And I'll never forget, man, at that time, he was running with the South. That's just the way it was in Nellis. That's the way Maravilla ran. When I went up north to Carl Holton and YA, Maravilla was doing their own thing. They were their own entity. They didn't answer to nobody or affiliate with anybody. They actually were cool with Northerners, Norteños. It was kind of like we had a common enemy, right? And that's just what it was. So let's fast forward. What do you got going on in your life? I know you do tattoos. I know you have a shop. I know you do a lot of education things. You're trying to help the youth. You're trying to be out there for the raza. What do you got going on nowadays, brother?
Now it's just I'm on my family tip, bro. I just take care of my babies. I got my kids, and educating the raza is at the forefront of my mentality right now, bro. And laws that are coming out, and dietary law on how to take care of yourself, bro, and cultura and where we come from. We lost that whole love for our true culture, bro, and we're losing a lot. And I don't mean death-wise, but we're losing a lot of raza to black gangs, as in joining black gangs. You know what I mean? Or being a part of something that they're not. They didn't grow up in those barrios. We shouldn't be certain words that's for them. You know what I mean? And not trying to bring division or nothing, but it's just, you should know where you come from. You should know your bloodline, bro, or try to find out. You know what I mean? You know where you're from, so you can know where you're supposed to be going. Exactly. You get lost, only you're gonna hit a brick wall or a dead end.
Yeah, the only way to get to that end of that journey, bro, is to know what path to be on. You know what I mean? If you're not on that righteous path, and like I said, just like you said, it's not a slight to the Africano community, man. But everyone has a lane. Everyone has a lane. You could be anything you want to be, Holmes. That's the American way. But before it was America, it was something different. And you need to take it back to your roots, your historia, your past, your culture. And then if you know your history, you know your people, and you choose to do what you got to do, well, that's you as a man. You're a grown man. But it's always good to educate your mind and know. That's what I like about you, bro. And I've been watching you on several platforms, is that you're always constantly educating people, and you're real deeply into your culture. How did you get into that, bro? How did you find yourself thirsting for that education?
Man, when I got called out, homie, this is when I was like probably around 18, 19 years old, and there was homies barbecuing, and I remember there was this older gentleman there, and he was talking about all kinds of stuff. He was talking about conspiracies. He was talking about cultura, and I'm sitting there, and at that age, back in the 90s, I was like, I thought I knew everything, homie. Like I thought, like I had been through so much shit, with gang shit and political shit, and it was just like I thought I knew everything, or like it was a very conceited mindset, bro. And I think a lot of homies have that. If you've been through some shit, it's like you're looking at the next man like, man, you ain't done shit, homie. Like you better get your ass out there, and you find yourself like fucking being the first one to hit a vato when you're giving him a ronda, you know what I mean? Or whatever, you know what I mean? But this older gentleman was talking about some stuff, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, you sound dumb, homie. Like that's just like you're bringing poison, and we ended up getting in a conversation in front of the homeboys, and he told me, well, prove me wrong. And he called me out in front of the homies, and the homies are looking at me like, whoa, like, you call a youngster out. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show you what's up, So I went home, bro, and I looked up a couple of things that he had brought up, man, and I had to come to terms with myself, bro, and come out of my denial that I didn't know shit. I didn't know as much as I thought I knew, bro, and I had to humble myself real quick. And I studied from then on, bro, and I made it my point that I never want to be put in that situation again, bro. I need to humble myself a little bit more. I need to educate myself a little bit more. So when I speak, it's a pure energy, bro, and you can feel that, and you know there's truth behind it. And I'm not trying to manipulate people, and that's why I tell people, don't believe shit I say, homie. You go study, bro. I'll give you
Yeah.
some stuff to look up, and you look it up, bro. And whatever your spirit, you know, your mind leads you, or if you believe in God, God leads you in the direction, homie. Then that's where you're supposed to be, dog. The
Yeah.
truth for everybody, you know what I mean. And
Mhm.
not everybody is supposed to go to the next level that you're gonna go to, homie. And we're too
Exactly.
busy trying to bring everybody and on this ride with us, and they're not supposed to go. There ain't enough room, bro.
Mm-mm.
Gonna die. Some homies are gonna get live. You know, some people are gonna fucking kill themselves or whatever, homie. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you're gonna be doing what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I want to be, you know, remembered for helping somebody, bro. You know, I don't want to be known for my tattoo work. I don't want to be known for this vato that used to fucking talk a lot or thought he knew everything, bro. I want to be known for, hey, you know, he told me to look it up for myself, and I did, bro. And you know, I
Yeah.
found out the truth, homie.
No, absolutely. Everybody's truth is their truth. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like I said, you can lead them to the promised land, bro. But it's on them if they want to step into it. And like Nipsey Hussle said, Holmes, everybody can't go. You know what I mean? Not everybody can go, bro. Not everyone has the mindset to want to strive and do that for education. Okay, let's talk about the N word. I myself, I don't use it. It's not in my vocabulary. Never has been. I wasn't raised around it, and I also, being incarcerated at a young age, we didn't utilize it in the '90s. Wasn't something we spoke on, and then gravitating into prison, bro. I've been around a lot of OGs, Jamas, Kumis, Black Gorilla Fam, things of that nature, where I've actually sat down and had conversations where they weren't feeling even their own people saying it. How do you feel about the raza just using it rampant now? It's always been used up north. I understand that, but now even down south, it's becoming a dominant word. How do you feel about raza using it?
I think it's a very ignorant thing, homie. First of all, they don't know what the word means. The
Mhm.
second thing, it has nothing to do with us and in this time now, generational speaking. But it's there. I think a lot of it has to do with, and I don't want to say hip hop or with the rap thing or whatever, bro. Or you know the area that you live in. It's just the person himself, homie, or maybe the parenting skills that he got. You know, maybe they didn't have their dad in their life, or a mom, or even both to structure them and be like, hey, mijo, like this is us. You know, you got to learn how to speak Nahuatl, or you got to learn how to speak Spanish. And we find ourselves in today's age learning about other people's culture and living the way they're living, and that's not has nothing to do with us, homie. Like we
Exactly.
shouldn't be conducting ourselves in such a manner. You know, I mean, there's different people that say, oh, well, they could use it out here, but in the pen, you know, they don't use that shit or
Mhm.
whatever, you know. But I mean, I feel some type of way about it, homie. I wasn't
Yeah.
even that. I remember one of the first times I was in juvenile hall, and there was a homeboy that came from South Central. He was from a barrio out there. I don't want to say the neighborhood, but he was using that word, bro, and he was dressing like a straight you know how do I say it? He was dressing like a black gang member, bro. He was
Yeah.
sagging his, and he got mopped up. Homies
Yeah.
mopped him up in the day room.
Yeah.
They just living breaks off him. You
Yeah.
know, he stopped dressing like the way he picked his pants up. You know, and he tried to act. I mean, but he kicked it with those people. He kicked it with those gang members. Let's say.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't use it. I don't like people that use it. I don't want to
Yeah.
be that. Even the word fool, like when people put, "What's up, fool?" Like fool is
Yeah.
like it's like derogatory in itself.
That's that. It's very I don't like to be called a fool either because it's derogatory. You know, even though I know they don't mean it that way, it's 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 coming out like that. That's just how I feel.
Italy, you know me? Yeah,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
like I mean, I learned this at a young age. Calling people a big homie or that's my big homie. We never use that. I
Now.
mean, the homies that I grew up with in my barrio, and I could bring 100 homies right here, and they'll be like, "We never say big homie. We never
Yeah.
say that's not us." Once I get into this barrio, and
The
if I'm
same.
myself the same way, homie, we're on the same playing field, homie. Like
Exactly. Everyone's there. Everyone's from the hood. Everyone's representing. Everybody's the big homie. Everybody's the homie. You know what I mean?
yeah, some people, I mean, some homies get a little bit more respect for, you know, the wisdom that they
Yeah.
got, the work they put in, but you know, you don't ever like sit on another man's lap.
Yeah, they're not your father. You know what I mean? They're your friend, or supposed to be. So hey, this Cali Mac is going on, and all these issues. We had Tyga the other day. He made the song, disrespectful song. He apologized. Gil, American Cholo, gets thrown into the forefront. He gets thrown into the fire. He gets thrown into a leadership role.
Right.
Okay. I've had my problems with Gil in the past, and then that's just what it is. That's on a personal tip, but on a professional tip and on a raza tip, I stand behind the movement, no matter who's leading. I'm willing to follow because I'm a true believer in the raza coming together, unity, as well as standing our grounds, and making our voices be felt and not going out like that, right? How do you feel? Do you feel that's righteous that Gil got thrown into this leadership role, or is it just something that happens? And where do you stand in the movement?
So in the movement, I think in any movement, we need to move as a raza. Whether you identify being you're a Mexicano or you're a fucking Salvadorian or Honduran, we move together, bro. We shouldn't separate or belittle another so-called ethnicity or belittle them. And that's done in every let's say bloodline, like whether you're Asian or whatever. There's people that don't like Japanese, don't like Chinese don't like Vietnamese don't like Filipinos, and it's like the same thing with us. Mexicans don't like Salvadorians don't like Guatemalans or whatever, it's such. But if we move together as a whole and we have that understanding that we're raza, then we all have a voice, bro. Nobody should ever be like, oh, I'm the only one doing something, because no, homie. Centuries before you, there was raza, pushing that line and speaking up for our people, bro. Yeah. Whether our land getting taken from us, whether it was our fucking crops being destroyed, whether it was someone fucking claiming our house and trying to deport us to somewhere else, we've been speaking up for each other. So when somebody comes forward and says, oh, well, I'm the only one doing this and that, and nobody's doing anything, I'm the only one that has balls. Nah, homie, you're not. Yeah. You haven't been. And you need to humble yourself, bro. But I understand that, and this is no disrespect to Gil, he is who he is. But, these platforms, bro, these YouTube platforms, a lot of these people, and this ain't a shout at anybody specific, bro. I know that ego, it gets you when people are constantly stroking your ego. Hey, I like what you're doing, homie. You're doing this, and I like that you speak up for the people. And it boosts your ego, homie. You feel like, oh, damn, I am doing something. I am teaching the raza something. But you need to humble yourself, because this has been going on for centuries, homie. There's a lot of, in the Mexica, in the Maya, in the Inca, that have been pushing lines, from people trying to take our land, and that have been speaking up and died for a cause that we're still fighting for today.
Exactly.
I have a problem. Like Dubs did a spill on the whole thing too. That's you did too.
Yeah.
And, Chicano being a divisive word. It is.
Yeah.
It's a word that separates people, and with separation comes division. And for you to come out with a new term and say, oh, well, we need to come up with a new term for the raza, that's kind of like, think about it. We need to come up with another word for the raza. The raza. That's our
that's the raza's been around for a long time. It's going to continue to be around. You know what I mean? We already got a word. We don't need a new word.
Right. Exactly. But
we're already here. We're established.
Mm-hmm. And people, they want to be known for something, bro, and maybe he wants to be known for pushing Cali Mac. I don't believe in that shit. We're all raza. We don't need another word. We don't need to separate. We're either brown, indigenous, or we're not. Homie, get on.
Exactly. I think, and what I think we need to, and it is a great thing. It's a great movement as far as us coming together, no matter what part of California, or what country or state or wherever you're from. But what I think we need to do as a people, just my idea is, we need to continue educating our youth, because we're losing our identity, we're losing our culture, and not just our cultura as far as like the cholo estilo and all that, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about even further back, like our ancient roots, you know what I mean? That's what I think we need to focus on, educating. If we educate in-house, if we start as good parents and just letting our kids know, you're brown, This is what it's all about. We got a beautiful culture. We got beautiful food. We got beautiful the way we dress, the way we talk, our ancient language, now out there, things like that. Then maybe they'll continue. You know, what I mean, things will start to progress and change. And that's all we need to change, because it's changing for the worse right now. Before we could focus on unity with different ethnicities, as far as black and brown, which I'm totally for. We need to focus on ourselves.
Right.
Period. That's what I believe. You know, what I mean? I believe Gil has the right intentions, and I believe he has a big platform to do it. And I believe, in some cases, the way I look at it, sometimes it's more about being seen than heard. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know. That's just how I feel.
No, that's right, bro. Education starts with, you know, first of all, educating yourself. You know, how you conduct yourself, your mannerisms, your etiquette, your morals, and then your family, homie. Your family. Education starts at home. But we've been so indoctrinated that we send our kids off to school, and we depend on the school system to educate our kids on an empire, and everything that has to do with them. That's not our people, homie. That has nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
You know, why not learn about yourself? And then when they do teach us about any type of cultura, they separate and go, oh, well, back in this ancient century, back in the 14th century, or back in the 13th century. And so now there's a separation, you know. You don't identify with yourself as being that bloodline, and you have to know that you're that bloodline, homie. That's you know, you're from your father's bloodline. You come from those people. There's stuff that you're supposed to be doing. You're still under captivity, homie. When you sign that contract, when your parents sign that contract called the birth certificate, they're signing over your biological body to the federal government. Did you know that?
You're getting a social security number.
You're getting a stock number, and you're traded on Wall Street. Did you know? And then the raza's like, damn, I didn't know that. Well, how come I don't know that? How come they don't teach? Not because you're distracted, homie. You're worried about the football game. You're worried about the fucking Dodgers or whoever your team is, and you rather watch that shit that stimulates your fleshly desires. Like, homie, we're still under captivity, and we need to come out of that shit. This is our, you know, there's no such thing as a border. This is our land, homie. Point blank. Period.
And that's why it takes people like myself, yourself, Gil, Dubs, Big Rojo, several people that have channels and platforms, even though a lot of people say it's just YouTube. Yeah, but our voices are being heard and felt. And that's how it starts. And then coming together and going out there. You know, I hear a lot of people, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're doing what we can. Okay, not everybody has the means or the gift, the charisma, the gift of gab to do certain things. And a lot of people, you know, they're just not feeling. They're going to flip through the channel. Hey, I ain't feeling this guy. But it's up to us to educate. If we do not educate our people, or at least put out some type of positive vibe, there will be a lost tribe. You know what I mean? That's the way I feel. We'll be a lost tribe in our own land wandering, you know? So with that being said, bro, with all the education things that you're doing, what do you think is your greatest accomplishment so far in life, bro?
Man, I have no idea, bro. I mean, I don't know, and I'll never know until I'm not here anymore, bro. And maybe, you know, I would hope. What I would hope is that my kids remember me and know that I was trying to be the best dad I could have been, the best dad that I never got to have. You know what I mean? And that educated them so they could keep pushing that line. You know what I mean? And keep helping the raza in any way, and they know that where they come from, bro. That's all I want to do. You know? And my immediate circle, you know, that I held it down for them, and now that you weren't just a homeboy to me. You were a good friend. You know? And like a brother or carnal. You know, a lot of our homies, you know, they call each other, "What's up, carnal? Man, you ain't treating that fool like your brother."
Yeah.
Carnal, why are you even calling him a homie? Has Abato ever been to your pad for dinner? Or, you know, have you ever bought that homeboy clothes or shoes when he needed it? Have you taken him out to eat? And that's what happens in our barrios, you know? We get busted for a little bit, and your homies ain't writing you.
Hell no.
Homies writing you, or one if you're lucky. But hey, you're forgotten, homie. And the same thing, you pass away. Maybe people miss you a couple of days, but hey, the next week they're at that party, and you're just a sweater rolled up in their fucking in their shit. You're a car wash that happened.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, that's why it's up to us to leave our own legacy and our own mark. You know what I mean? The way we do that is through our children. Our children, our bloodline will carry our names on. And
Right.
so that's why we have to instill our values, our morals, our education to them, and we live on through them. People don't
Exactly.
realize that because when you're gone, you get one chance. When you're gone, you're gone. If you don't accomplish nothing in this world, and it doesn't matter what it is, but if you don't accomplish one single thing, you're done. You're forgot about, and life moves on. And a lot of people don't care. They're just here, and they're here to live, and it is what it is. But me, being educated in the type of family lifestyle that I come from, I want my legacy to live on. I want, to be felt after I'm gone. So
Mhm.
one more thing, bro. I just wanted to touch on one more thing because it's something that I truly believe in. The word Chicano.
Mhm.
I seen you were on American Cholo, or you had a conversation and you guys had two different. You guys, he thought one way about the word Chicano, you thought another way. I also chimed in and I agreed 100% with you on where it comes from, the origins of it. Can you kind of give the people just a quick rundown where you came up with the concept of where the word Chicano comes from?
So the word Chicano comes from, I mean, it's a derogatory, term. When these borders were established with Mexico and the United States, a lot of the raza, our people that call themselves Mexicanos, would put us down and call us the watered down version, smaller or chicos. The men in Mexico, like, you could, when you meet we call them paisas today, like a
Yeah,
paisano. They're really like they carry themselves like machismo, like they're a man's man.
absolutely.
I got chest hair and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, a lot of our people like over here. I mean, you got guys over here that shave their chest. Are they identified
Yeah,
as a man or you know what I mean? But I'm just trying to show you in a funny way the separation between our people. Does that make us less than them? This is still our land. This is an imaginary fucking border that's been placed, and now you're disrespecting me, calling me a pocho, or maybe I wasn't raised speaking Spanish. Okay, well then you're not really raised speaking our true language, Nahua. So
yeah,
what are you then? You know what I mean? So I mean, the separation, trying to separate us both. I mean, there shouldn't be no separation, bro. Chicano is a derogatory term that was, made up by Mexicanos to put us down that were on the other side of the border. Point
yeah,
blank, period. And it's only for Mexican Americans. That was for us, bro. It's not for you can't take that term that was made for us and say, oh, well, I'm a Chicano now because I live as a Chicano. No, that's fraudulent. That's
yeah,
a fraud, bro. I can't go and say, oh, I'm a Boricua. I can't adopt that term, even if I was raised around them. I'm not. I
you're
love
not. Yeah,
tell how you live, how you dress, or whatever, but I'm not that. You know,
yeah,
and people have their own sense. They may watch Blood In Blood Out and go, Chicano's not a color. Chicano's is how you think and how you. Nah, we all think like that. All
yeah,
of us are raised on fucking beans and rice. All of us love low
yeah,
rice. All of us love ODs. All of us love a firme Haina.
yeah.
Like, there's no separation in that, bro. Like, I
That,
mean,
yeah,
it's I just
that's
that's what.
raza. Yeah,
Yeah, raza. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
not a Chicano thing. It's a fucking
yeah,
raza thing. That's how
yeah,
we are. We all
yeah,
have cora. We are compassionate. We're all a tribal people. That's why we push these fucking gang issues so hard, homie. We wanna make our tribe be known as the fucking downest warriors ever.
the one, the number one, the one.
I mean,
Hey, like you said, mi barrio es primera. That means first. Everybody wants to be first. Everybody
mhm.
wants to be, and that's just tribalism. Everybody wants to be that one, and really, we're all the same. You know what I mean? We're all the same. We're all struggling and striving for that same thing. Yeah, I agreed with you, and I said that. I said, I mean, Chicanos, Mexican Americans. That's it. Other people they might identify with the culture or the way that we do things, but really that's a raza thing. We're just doing what the raza does. We're not doing anything different. Chicano is just basically a derogatory word for Mexican American that we as Chicanos grasped and ran with it. Basically, like, okay, we're going to take this and we're going to make it our own. And that's it. That's the way I see it. Anyways, with that being said, brother, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you sitting down, taking the time. If you want to let people know about your tattoo shop, you got any openings, let them know exactly what's going on. They come fuck with you, man, because I know your work by far is some of the best cultura work I've ever seen. You know.
Thank you, bro. I humbly appreciate that,
Yeah.
bro. If anybody wants to hit me up on Instagram, you can follow me at Marvelous Inc. _tattoos. You can hit me up for an appointment if you want to talk about cultura, or you have any questions about biology, health, or anything that any of the stuff that I present to the raza. Feel free to hit me up. My number's on my thing. You can hit me up on my cell. I don't mind. Just make sure it's at a respectful time. And just I appreciate everybody that is tuning in right now, and for the spills that you do, homie. Educating the raza. Thank you, bro, for having me on.
Definitely, brother. I appreciate you. I do it differently. I use comedy to bring people in, but that's my agenda. My agenda is to bring them in so that way I can educate them. And we all have our different ways of doing things and our different ways of putting it out there. But I think as long as we're all playing our part and we're an intricate piece of the puzzle, I think we can make something happen, bro. Anyways, with that being said, Holmes, I hope that you guys move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you guys get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about struggling and striving for your familia, for the raza. Go out there, get up, put your boots on, go pick tomates. It doesn't matter what you do, but do it for yourself and for your family, right? If you like this, please hit that like and subscribe with the thumbs up. If not, it's all good. Not everyone likes me. In fact, more don't like me than do. You can hit me with that thumbs down. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of the raza and the people. Gracias again, Marvelous. I appreciate you for your time, bro. And like I said, that's a real one. Make sure you guys tap in and get educated by a true maestro that knows how to educate people. Gracias, man. I appreciate you guys.